What is going on, YouTube? Hayden back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we are going to be looking at XRP, Ethereum, Bitcoin, as well as the S&P 500, as well as an article I do have pulled up, as you can see here. The crypto market is uneasy about the Fed meeting and the high inflation, and here's why. So, not sure if correlation and causation have any effect. The Federal Reserve having a meeting in regards to the high inflation rate that we're currently having. Will it affect cryptocurrency in any way? I'm not entirely sure. It is good news it is important news to listen to and just to know about, as you know, being a US citizen. It's something to think about because this is going to affect all of us regardless of cryptocurrency or not. So I do want to talk about this as I find it very important for the channel to discuss and everybody to know. More importantly though, I do want to look at the fact that, you know, we have about a day left. It's quite interesting that this, you know, information and news comes out, I believe today, right at the end of what appears to be our falling wedge fractals. It's going to be interesting because regardless of the direction we move to in the next day or so, let's say we break extremely bullish or we break extremely bearish, I'm almost guaranteeing going to blame it on the Federal Reserve meeting, regardless of direction. But I've been calling it. We've had this countdown now for like 5 days. So here we are with 1 day left approximately. And you can see on XRP, we have done very well so far in regards to filling in this gap here. And you can see it ended right about either today, which is the 15th, or maybe tomorrow, the latest being the 16th. But right here, we should pretty much be figuring out which direction we're going to be moving to, because we don't have much more room to move to. Either we're going to be breaking extremely bullish to point D, or breaking bearish all the way down to the bottom here. We're going to have to figure this out, but consolidation is pretty much taking over every single major cryptocurrency that we've been watching here, and that's something we have to go over and discuss. You know, where are we going? Otherwise, guys, today's video is brought to us by NAILCOIN, which is also really cool. I've actually never heard of this before. The official crypto of college athletes. NAIL is the official crypto that rewards college athletes for their name, image, and likeness when promoting products and services on social media. So I believe the NCAA actually put out a statement basically saying that college athletes are now allowed to make money off of their influence, which is really cool. And this cryptocurrency plans to capitalize off of that. It's very interesting if you're into sports. If you are, definitely stick around to the end of today's video where we are going to be going in depth about them. Otherwise, I have linked them down in the description if you'd like to check them out earlier. But with that being said, definitely make sure to smash the like button, turn on post notifications, subscribe, and let's jump into today's episode. So first things first, I feel like it's very important for us to go over this article here. So clearly it says the crypto market is uneasy about the Fed meeting and high inflation, and here's why. So it says crypto investors are closely watching this week's Federal Reserve meeting, with the market expecting the central bank to announce a faster reduction in its pace of bond buying as U.S. inflation rises. Facing macroeconomic uncertainties, Bitcoin has fallen more than 30% from its all-time high in November, recently trading at 47K, and Ethereum is down more than 20% of its record high. Now, I don't believe that the high inflation rate is the cause for these drops to happen. I mean, looking at XRP, you can see we've pretty much tapped out. Granted, I do believe we were headed for point C at some point. Maybe it could have happened earlier, so it could have been the influence here, but we've been pretty much calling a correction to point C for the past couple of months, I guess since October. So the fact that we saw the correction finally start in November, could it have been the reason? Not entirely sure, but we have been calling a dip and a drop. And once we started to correct lower, we pretty much had targets set for point C movement here. And obviously Ethereum and Bitcoin have been following suit on what appears to be beautiful uptrends here, forming these falling wedge fractals. Now, moving forward, they then say that, here we are, with the Federal Reserve expected to accelerate the speed at which it tapers its bond buying program, the signal faster rate hikes next year. Crypto prices are likely to suffer further turmoil in the months ahead. So I believe by buying bonds, they're pretty much preparing themselves for correction, which is interesting. They switch their money into bonds because bonds won't, bounce in regards to that. It'll be a more conservative asset to purchase. And again, it says with the Federal Reserve expected to accelerate the speed at which it tapers its bond buying program. I believe that's what it means here. But it says higher interest rates tend to cause violent sector rotations as investors dump risky assets such as cryptos for safer bets like value stocks. But the interest rates on getting those loans might go from 2% to 6%, or 2% to 5 to 7%. As those go up, people really don't want to spend money anymore more or borrow money, and it basically stimulates people to want to save money. They want to save money and put money in their bank accounts and not spend it, which usually increases banks to incentivize higher interest on savings accounts. And as you guys can see here, the Fed's two most high-profile ways of stimulating an economy during a severe recession like COVID, as we've experienced, are cutting interest rates, which is what they did, and purchasing government-backed debt, I guess in the form of bonds, but literally buying their debt. And now here we are where they're trying to do the opposite, and we'll find out today if they're going to stop buying that debt or they're going to speed it up quickly, buy it all, and then move forward. And those moves are intended to obviously keep the economy awash with credit and borrowing costs cheap. Now, what we're going to decide today is when the financial system is ready, I believe at 2 p.m., the Fed will eventually start to raise their interest rates and gradually decrease how many bonds it's buying each month in a policy known as taper. So it says senior market analyst at Forex trading platform Awanda echoed the point. The fear is that if the rate hike expectations become too aggressive, Wall Street may finally get the long-awaited pullback that will send markets to risk-off mode and punish the most profitable trade, which has been cryptos, which is understandable. Bitcoin should remain trapped between 42 and 52K leading up to Wednesday. So this is today's FOMC's decision. Quite interesting because we've been waiting for this pop for quite some time now. Maybe it'll happen today or tomorrow. So very interesting how this all aligns with itself. We've been pretty much tracking the bottom here, and here they are coming out with interest rates like sayings like this. Bitcoin's rise for the past 2 years may be partially attributed to the popular narrative that the cryptos can be used a hedge against inflation, though Bitcoin has tended to trade in tandem with the stock market recently. Crypto markets in general have seen some phenomenal price appreciation due to its large appeal as hedge against inflation. Some argue that the Fed meeting may not necessarily lead to a further downturn of major cryptos. Should the Fed surprise the market and delay the pace of the taper, Bitcoin is likely to enjoy a very fast relief rally. So we're expecting a correction, right about now. So it's kind of interesting. So we'll find out whether the Fed is going to increase interest rates. And this is new to me. I'm learning this too. Is the Fed going to increase its interest rates? Are they the general decision maker that will cause that to happen? And if they do, are we going to see then cryptocurrency and everything else drop, which would battle against the inflation here by increasing interest rates? Or are they going to, leave it alone and not do that, and we're going to see a potential, flip because of that, a cause because of that. So we'll see what exactly happens. But jumping into the markets here, I know that's what you guys wanted to talk about. We'll see if that has any effect on the price. I find it interesting, though, that this news and this information will happen today. And I don't know if you guys remember, but we've been pretty much tracking a breakout for a couple of days now. We can see here we've had 4 days left, then we had 3 days left, then we have 2 days left, and here we are making our 1 day left video. And as you guys know, they're talking about this article, the Fed giving its final decision basically today, which also correlates very well with the fact that we've been talking about that this is pretty much it. We've had about 1 day left. So the consolidation on XRP has done very well, like extremely well. You can see in regards to the massive Elliott wave that's been forming here since early January, we've had major consolidation, and here we are filling in the gap of our massive falling wedge triangle. You can see right here, falling wedge in regards to the fact that we have a clear bottom support that we've used, we have a clear price floor, we have a clear resistance downtrend here that for the past month and a half now, we've tried to break through it on numerous attempts, and you can see we've gotten rejected every single time to correct us lower. Well, here we are finally finding some sort of bottom support at point C, using this as a means of price floor. Here we are with our downtrend descending triangle on a relative strength indicator. We're undervalued, where we have low volume. We're getting ready for some sort of volume to rush into this market, either leaving it, rushing out of it, or rushing into it. And we'll finally find that decision if we can finally, which is what we're waiting for, maybe today or tomorrow, especially with this the Federal Reserve making its decision. If this causes prices to close us above this resistance here, there's a very big chance we'll start to see a swing to point D. If we see a negative result, maybe we'll close below our bottom support here, and we'll short it to the downside. And to the downside, I mean being probably closer to about 70 cents to probably closer to 53 cents. That's the biggest drop that I expect. Obviously, we'll leverage this on BitYard. Hopefully, you guys are familiar with BitYard. BitYard, you can see right here, they offer XRP to leverage trade. You can also buy XRP, which is really cool. A lot of people ask me, how do you buy XRP? Where can you buy XRP? Using decentralized exchanges is very cool. So Bityard being one of those, you can actually, I guess without KYC, if you don't do that, you can get this DEX here. And even with KYC, I believe you could. But you get this you can buy XRP, you can spot trade it, which is really cool as well. And you'll be able to actually leverage and buy long and spot trade XRP and cryptocurrencies. So what I plan on doing is the second we get confirmation of a breach above this falling wedge fractal here, or just a decision, I'll then go into a market order with about a 10x leverage, and we'll buy into this with $1,000 at 10x, and we'll leverage this to the upside, or we'll leverage it to the downside, and we'll make a big profit. That's what I'm waiting for. We're a conservative channel, and we're waiting for a conservative decision. Once we get that confirmation, we'll leverage the crap out of it. So everything pretty much falls down to this point here. We have about a day left. I know a lot of people are asking, well, what happens when a day comes and nothing happens? I'd be shocked if that happens, but it has in the past where nothing has come through and we pretty much just stagnate out of that. The idea is that that's not going to happen because of how much we're getting suppressed by this top resistance and this bottom support here, and how we're pretty much having to come to some sort of decision as prices fill in this gap right here. There's not going to be much more room for us to either trade sideways. So we're pretty accurate with the timing on these things. But there's a very big chance of seeing the break very soon now. So focus on XRP, because we are going to get a decision probably within the next 24 hours, which is very exciting here. This also applies to these other cryptos. Everything's waiting now. Everything like Ethereum and Bitcoin, they're all waiting patiently for a decision to pump. I'll be honest with you, I was expecting the prices to stay above the red band right here. You can see conservatively staying above these red bands. We're still in a good position because last time we retested bottom support, we retested the red moving average here, and you can see that's all we're doing right now is retesting the red moving average. So this isn't exactly accurate because we haven't necessarily found support. Like, what I mean by that is we've only had 2 confirmations prior, so there's no third confirmation to align this support level in this uptrend here, but we can move it like this and you can see it pretty much still works here. We're basically just looking for confirmation off of a bounce here, holding support, which I do believe will strongly do, and then finding that decision-making time and breaking bullish. I do expect to see another rally off of here, but regardless, if we break bearish through here, we can buy in for a short. Same thing with Bitcoin. Bitcoin is also intertwined within these falling wedge fractals here. We never had a third confirmation. This would have been the third here, and then everything above that would have been very easy to figure out. But it does also have a slope, a descending triangle here on its relative strength indicator, and it's giving us every reason to believe that after this falling wedge happens here of a month and a half of consolidation, we'll finally get the decision to break and reverse back to the upside. These are bullish patterns here. So I am expecting to see a reversal off supports of these uptrends here, and we should hopefully swing back up to at least retesting all-time highs. So I'm patient, I'm waiting. I do believe it's going to happen very soon. It's just, when. We're just got to be patient with that. Otherwise, guys, I do want to talk more about NAILCOIN with you. I want to give a huge shout out to NAILCOIN for sponsoring today's episode. As with all crypto projects, please do your own research and never invest anything you can't afford to lose. So guys, sports marketing is a multi-billion-dollar industry, and now that college athletes can endorse and promote products for the first time ever, there will be a massive influx of new ad dollars going to college athlete influencers. And this is where the value of NAILCOIN will benefit. So guys, NAIL, aka name, image, and likeness, is a hyper-deflationary ERC20 token that will be used as a utility to reward influencers for promoting products and services. Now, NAIL officially launched on Uniswap on December 15th. So why is NAIL so important? Well, here's the big deal. In July of 2021, the NCAA agreed to allow college athletes to be paid for their name, image, and likeness. And this has never been the case for college sports. And this is a huge deal for both athletes and opens doors for thousands of athlete influencers available to promote products and services for brands online. Now, many of these athletes have amassed millions of followers on Instagram, TikTok, even YouTube, and many other social media platforms. Now, this new policy allows NCAA D1, D2, and D3 student athletes to be compensated and earn from their name, image, and likeness. And the trend of athletes accepting cryptocurrency for payment has pretty much grown vastly. On December 29th of 2020, Bleacher Report reported that Carolina Panthers will pay half of Russell Okung's $13 million salary in Bitcoin. And on November 21st, Rodgers posted a tweet explaining that he had partnered with Square to convert an undisclosed portion of his salary in 2021 to Bitcoin as well. And also, USA Today reports Trevor Lawrence, the expected first overall pick in this year's NFL draft, will place part of his signing bonus in cryptocurrency as well. Now, with the ability for college athletes to be paid for their name, image, and likeness, this, there'll be an increasing demand for being rewarded with cryptocurrency, and this is where NAILCOIN comes in. Now, NAILCOIN is the official cryptocurrency to award college athletes for their NIL, and the primary focus of NIL will be rewarding college athletes with a large social media presence in exchange for promoting products and services via their partnership with Postgame app. Now, NIL is being launched in partnership with Postgame and NFT Locker, and Postgame is the leading platform for college athletes to connect with brands and advertisers for endorsement deals. And Postgame connects 5,000 plus college athletes with a combined reach of over 100 million followers with brands that want to leverage their following and reach their audiences. And not only will Postgame use NAILCOIN to reward athletes for campaigns, but it will also reward athletes for promoting NAILCOIN as well. And athletes will also have opportunities to work with top name brands and earn from their name, image, and likeness. Now, Postgame ranks athletes according to social media popularity, influence, overall marketability, and the endorsement potential. And used exclusively by college athletes, Postgame equips athletes with an understanding of their worth and ultimately help them leverage their name, image, likeness to increase their earning potential with endorsements. And Postgame intends to use NIL as a utility to reward these athletes for participating in advertising campaigns through the platform. Also, guys, Postgame is one of the largest college athlete influencer network that currently brings major brands to athletes to run campaigns. And the other project, NFT Locker, offers a simple and secure option for creators to publish and sell their NFTs. And NFT Locker provides a seamless experience for creators and collectors across multiple platforms. Now, their member athletes can now earn from the sale of their own NFT digital collectibles, and Postgame NFTs is a great way for fans and followers to invest in NIL of their favorite college athletes, and think of it as buying a rookie card of your favorite player, but in a digital form. Now, NAILCOIN can be used by other platforms as well in the future, and NIL is not dependent on any other platform, and NIL will be available for any platform or third party to leverage for influencer rewards. Now, guys, NAILCOIN launched on Uniswap on December 15th, so don't waste any time as it's still early to invest. Otherwise, shout out to NAILCOIN for sponsoring today's episode. As always, make sure to smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm, turn on post notifications, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Peace.